All right, friends, today we are gonna talk about Whatnot. As some of you guys know, I've been doing Whatnot since the beginning or the end of July, and I love it. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of new friends. The community's amazing. And I feel like I've learned a lot of do's and don'ts, and I wanna share some tips with you guys today. But before I give you guys all the tips, or I'm just sharing 5 tips today, but before I do that, I want to let those of you that don't know what Whatnot is, how you get approved to be on Whatnot, how long it took me, why did I start doing Whatnot, all the things. I just thought this would be a really educational and helpful video for those of you that are on the fence of starting Whatnot and waiting to get approved, or if you're in the middle, you should do it, if you shouldn't do it, and hopefully this helps you guys. So first and foremost, I'm Jen. I am a fashion reseller here in Los Angeles, California. For those of you that are new to my channel or just happen to click on this video, I've been reselling for about 2 years. I love reselling, I love what I do, and I sell on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and Tradesy, and now I've added Whatnot to the mix. Other platforms have kind of fell on the back burner because Whatnot is quite a bit of work. Even though I do 1 or 2 shows a week, it's still a lot of work. And that's something you should know going into selling on Whatnot. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. So what is Whatnot? Whatnot is a platform that's actually been around since 2019. I think it started out as people like selling cards and things like that, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, whatever. I don't know anything about cards. It kind of came into the mix this past summer. It's the fastest growing platform in the world right now, which is pretty cool, and it's just growing more and more. But essentially Whatnot is a platform that you are live selling on. You can either take inventory that you already have, inventory you want to get rid of, or you can go out and source for inventory at Goodwills, buy sell trade stores, wherever you like to source, and then you can have theme shows or just regular shows, and you sell those clothes that you have on the platform. So I'll kind of take you through my process of what I do. I love shopping at buy sell trade stores. I live in LA, so I have a lot of buy sell trade stores around me. I have access to a lot of amazing brands, and while I live here, I want to take advantage of that. So I go to a buy sell trade store. I'll even go to some Goodwills that I know are really good, and I'll buy clothes there at a pretty decent price. I try to keep my cost of goods as low as I can, but here in LA, it's just expensive everywhere. So I do pay up for a lot of my items, which means I'll start my bids on Whatnot higher than some people do. I'll go to a Crossroads or a Buffalo Exchange or Goodwills and the boutiques that they have, and I buy clothing. I am a mid to high tier designer clothing brand seller. It's a mouthful. I try to stay away from mall brands. It's not my thing. The bins isn't really my thing. I don't know, I just realized that the last time I went that the bins isn't my thing anymore. So things that I pick up at the buy sell trade store or Goodwill, I will auction off at my show. So I have 2 shows a week. One show is like just a show. I'll have like Lululemon or Athleta, Good American, Mother, what else? Just, brands like that. And then on Saturday, I have a show usually at 1:30. I want to start making that my premium brand show. So I'll probably only run like 20 items, but they'll all be starting at higher prices. So like this past Saturday, I celebrated my 1,000 followers that I have. And so I had a Veronica Beard blazer. I had new with tag Skims. I had a Stod dress. What else did I have? Think, Jen. I had Reformation, ALC, Alice and Olivia. all the good brands that I love and that I'm willing to pay up for. It turned out to be really successful, so I think I definitely want to start doing that, and then during the week I'll just have like a whatever show that I sell. Still really good brands, but it'll be a lot more items, so like 40 items. Long story short, sorry for the rant, Whatnot is a platform that you live auction clothing, shoes, purses, cards, whatever. I think they even have home goods now, and you auction off, people show up to your show, they have the option to bookmark it, and they get a reminder to come to your show or when it's starting. It's basically like a brief explanation of like what it is. I mean, there's not much more to it than your live auctioning. How do you get approved? So you do have to apply to be on Whatnot, and there's a team of people that go through each individual person that applies, and they agree to approve or not approve that person. I got approved after a month. It took about 3 to 4-ish weeks. And I was getting nervous. I was like, what the heck? Like, why am I not getting approved? Because you do have to fill out an application. I kind of forgot what the application was. It's really short, I think. And then you have to send photos of all of your inventory. So I literally took photos of like that box right there, and then the one I have over there, the one I have over there, all of my bins I have in my closet, because they want to know that you have a lot of items to sell, I guess. I'm not really sure. But I got approved, and I just filled out the application and took photos of my inventory. So there's not much more to that. I think they just want to know that you're a serious reseller. And I've heard of like maybe 2 or 3 people that haven't got approved, but for the most part, majority of people do get approved. So it just might take a little longer than others sometimes. I'm really glad I got on Whatnot at the time that I did, because now a lot more people are starting to apply for it. And I think I got in like at just the right time. So I'm really happy about that. And that goes into why I started doing Whatnot. The reason I like doing Whatnot is because it's something different. Reselling is like deja vu. Like you list, you relist, you ship, you do your bookkeeping. Like it gets really boring, to be honest. You can get burnt out really easily doing it. And I feel like this has really helped me to not get burnt out with the platforms that I sell on. So I'm really thankful for that. I just wanted something different. I was nervous about doing live auctioning, but honestly, I kind of just feel like I'm on YouTube. When I'm auctioning off items, I feel like I'm doing a clothing haul. I'll hold the item up and talk about it. If it has any flaws, which most of my items don't. I try not to do items with flaws, but I'll talk about it, what I think and how you can style it. And there's a comment section, so people are like commenting as you're doing your live show, and they're like encouraging you and like talking about how cute the item is, and the community is just amazing. So once you start auctioning the item off, they have either a minute, I think 30 seconds or 20 seconds, or you can do sudden death to run the item. And then once the time's over, then that person that last bidded the highest or whatever won the item. A sudden death is like when there's no added time to the timer. So once that 20 seconds is over, the last person to bid is the person that gets the item. Usually when you're auctioning off an item, it's kind of hard to explain. So I usually do 20 seconds. I feel like that's a good time frame. And so say that I'm running an item, it's at 20 seconds, somebody bids and it adds like another 9 seconds on there. And that 9 seconds is going down, down, down. And then someone else bids, and then that item's at, has 3 seconds left to run. And then someone else bids, and then it adds another 9 minutes or 9 seconds onto the time, and so forth. And then, yeah, so I hope that made sense. I don't know where I was going with this. I tend to do this a lot. It's something different. It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I said that it's like filming a YouTube video. So yeah, I feel like I'm filming a YouTube video. It's kind of weird because you're just talking to your phone and you can't like hear anyone that's commenting, or like you're not talking to anyone really. But you get used to it. The first few shows I was really nervous, and I think I'm a lot more comfortable now for sure. But yeah, I mean, you honestly, you have to, and just like have to do it and like go into it with a positive attitude, have really good energy. If you don't have a personality, then to be honest, you probably won't be that successful and whatnot. You have to be chatty, you have to interact with the people in the comments. Yeah, you just kind of have to go for it. Is Whatnot worth the hype? I definitely think it is. And some things I like about Whatnot, I've kind of already shared with you, but first thing that comes to mind is the community. I've met so many cool people on there, and now that I consider friends, there's people that I've watched on YouTube, you know, for years. There's people that I follow on Instagram that I've never interacted with, and there's a lot of new people too that have followed me, and I didn't know who they were, and now I follow them because we met through Whatnot. Like I said before, everyone's really encouraging in the comments, and they're the ultimate like hype women. But that's one really big thing that I like about Whatnot. I like that it's a fast and easy way to make money. The first few shows were just a lot of inventory that was sitting for me that I just wasn't crazy about, that were brands I don't pick up anymore and that I just wanted like out of my life in my store. I, you know, made a few bucks, or maybe I lost a few bucks, or I broke even with some of the items, but I now have that money back in my bank account, and I can reinvest it into more items that I know will do really well and Whatnot. And it's honestly just fun. It's like, I can't say it enough, it's something different, and it's kind of just like a breath of fresh air. And another question that people always ask, do you make money? Yes. The first few shows, like I was just saying, I probably broke even, lost a few bucks on a few items, or made a few bucks on it. And so the really nice thing about Whatnot is I think they take like 2% or something like crazy low like that. So you really do make all of your money that you sell. Yes, I have been doing this for a month and a half-ish now, and I now know what people like, what my audience is looking for, and I feel like I know, or I'm starting to know, what to pick up and what not to pick up for sure. But yes, I do make money, and it's worth the work that I put into it. I'll say that. Recently, my mindset with Whatnot has kind of changed. So like I said, the first few shows, I just wanted to get rid of inventory that I no longer wanted. So I was starting things out at 5, 8, really low prices. But I didn't really care if they sold that low because I didn't want it anymore. But now my mindset has changed to the point to where I know what type of audience I have, and I have access to a lot of good brands. And I need to take advantage of that. I probably won't live in LA forever. I need to take advantage of that and source brands that people want. You know, there's so many popular brands out there, and I have access to those. So, you know, I need to know my worth and all the work that I put into going out and sourcing the clothes, prepping for my show. I am not afraid to price things higher. As to before, I was, you know, pricing a stud dress starting it at $20 or whatever, or $10. And now I'm like, no, I invested, you know, $60 into this piece. It's gonna start at $80. So I know that I'm gonna make some sort of profit from that. But I'm just trying to say, know your worth. My mom told me this, and my friend Shannon recently, her and I had a conversation about this, is we want to make money. Essentially, everyone wants to make money on Whatnot, and I want to give out good brands to those who don't have access to those brands. And if we're paying up for things, then we should be able to price them higher. You shouldn't be afraid to price things higher. Like, it's your business. You can do what you want. You can price things at what you want. I mean, if it's like a J. Crew shirt and you're pricing it at 20 or 15, then that's kind of ridiculous, because that's definitely not worth that. But I'm talking about like higher end brands like Mother, you know, Louboutin, or, you know, just brands like that, Farm Rio. Just don't be afraid to price things at what you want to price them. Because I used to think that if I did that, then people wouldn't show up to my show. And some people may stop showing up to my show because I price things higher. But, you know, that dress is worth $500 and I'm starting it at $75 for you. So you're welcome. I keep on going on tangents, but I hope this is all making some sense to you guys. I am going to go into 5 tips that I actually shared on at Basic Posh Babes podcast. My friend Regina, she is a doll. And if you don't listen to her podcast already, you definitely should. I'll leave it linked down below. A lot of people reach out to me and let me know how helpful it was to them, the tips that I shared. So I thought I'd share them with you guys on my YouTube channel. So these are just some things that I've learned that have helped me grow my following and business on Whatnot. So number 1 is promote your shows on social media every other day. Give a little sneak peek of what you're selling at your show and spread the word to family members and friends. So basically, take advantage of your social media and all of the following that you have. I have a decent following, I guess. I want to continue to grow it. But you want to hype up your show. You want people to know what kind of brands you're going to have or what amazing deals that you're going to be giving out. Even if you don't have amazing brands, let them know that you're starting everything at, $5 or $1 or whatever you want to start it at. Let them know how much items you're going to be running, and they can bundle a whole bunch of things, whatever. Just hype up your show, get people excited, promote it so people have the option to bookmark it. Therefore, they'll be there, and just make it known that you're having a show. When I promote my shows, I usually do it on my story, and I'll take photos of I'll take photos or videos of what brands I'm going to be having at my show, or if I'm doing like a giveaway, or if I'm giving out prizes that day, just something like that. People love prizes. Kind of goes into what I just got done talking about, but it says price things at what you want to price things at. Lots of people start their items low, $1, $3, $5, and that's what works for them, but it's your business. If you want to start things off at $10, $20, $50, etc., do it. Don't be afraid of people not buying anything or not coming to your shows. There are people on Whatnot that are not resellers, and the right buyers will come along. So that's the thing with Whatnot, is that there's a lot of resellers. So people go there to buy inventory at a lower cost to resell themselves, which is perfectly okay. I haven't done that yet. I buy things on Whatnot for myself. It's a problem. But there are people that do it on there, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I want to grow a following of people that are going to be shopping for themselves, because those people will be willing to pay more for the items that I am selling. Number 3 is get involved. Show up to other people's shows and show your support. Doesn't mean that you have to buy anything. I mean, that's always super nice too, but people just appreciate you even being there. Interact with the people in the chat. Follow others. It's a great way to network and meet new people who will hopefully show up and support you at your shows. I try to go to as many shows as I can. I'm on Whatnot every day, not all day, but I'm on there a good chunk of time for sure. Going to shows and supporting your friends, they're so appreciative of that. I know when people show up to my shows, I'm so flattered that they're there, hanging out with me. You chose me to watch on Whatnot, And so people are really appreciative of it. And I've met so many cool people through the chat, just responding back to what they said, or, something. I just think it's very important to get involved. Number 4 is don't compare yourself to others. I was struggling with this a lot in my first few shows. I was hard on myself because I wasn't selling a brand for as much as someone else was, or I didn't have as much people on my show as other people did. Remember that everyone starts somewhere and that things don't grow overnight, which goes into my last tip, which we'll pause there. I was doing that to myself the first few shows. For sure, I was bummed out after the show, and like I would vent to my boyfriend David and be like, you know, selling Girlfriend Collective leggings for $12 and be like, what the fuck? Like, I could have resold those on my Poshmark or eBay for like 45, 50 bucks. And so it was just things like that, because I would go into other bigger sellers shows and they would sell them for like 40 bucks. And I'd be like, why am I not doing that? But I was still growing my following, etc. Like it could be discouraging sometimes when like you have high expectations for your show or the brands that you have on there and they don't get met. You can't compare yourself to other people that have been doing it longer than you. You're just setting yourself up for disappointment that way. It's hard to not compare yourself to others, but I can only speak for myself, and it's gotten a lot easier. I think it's because I've been doing it a lot more consistently and I'm seeing improvements. So just stay consistent. And that goes into my next tip with be consistent. If you're consistent, your following will grow. You'll get more exposure. You will continue to learn more as you go, which will end up in more sales and making more money. So it's very important to be consistent in everything. This goes for listing consistently with, if you're a YouTuber, with putting out content consistently every week. That's how you grow. That's how you make more sales. If you list every day, being consistent really is key. If you have consistent shows every week, like on certain days at the same time every week on that day, then people will know. Be like, oh, Jen has a show Saturday at 1:30. Like, I'm going to go to her show. And it'll just kind of like get into people's minds. Like, there's Jen at the Thrifted Life. She's amazing. And if you're watching this, hi, Jen. But she has a premium show every Sunday, and I'm blanking on the time, but I know that she has a show every Sunday and it's premium and it's really good brands. So I'm going to go to my Whatnot and go double check the time because I want to go to that show. So just things like that. With having shows, you usually do giveaways, and in order for the people that want to enter the giveaway, they have to follow you. So there's some followers right there. So consistency just really is key for sure. Here's a bonus tip. Keep your energy high. People feed off energy. If someone looks bored or sounds miserable auctioning off their items, that's not fun. And more than likely, people will leave your show, just to be honest. Find ways to have fun. Here's a story. I was on Whatnot one time and there was no shows from the people that I follow on there. So I was just watching like random people's shows, just like popping in, saying hi, and I came across this girl's show, and I don't even remember her name, but she was running her items and she had the biggest resting bitch face on her face. She was I popped in right in time because she was like, yeah, like my show last night, there was so many people in there, and I think she had like 7 people in her show, and she's like, I'm disappointed because it's not the same today, and like just being super salty about it. And that was definitely a turn off for me because I was like, oh, like, you know, try to stay positive about it. And she's just being a negative Nancy, pissed off that no one was at her show. But she was like, and this is a American Eagle sweater. Like that, her voice was so monotone. There was no like pitch or anything in it at all. There was no smiling. Like I had to leave the show. And she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get off here. Like, let me know if you guys want me to rerun anything. Like, this is a waste of my time. No one's even here. And I was like, bye. Like, clicked out of her show because I'm like, there's other people that are happy and more positive in this that I can go watch. So it's just things like that. Like, don't be like that. Stay positive. If you have, 10 people in your show, don't let that discourage you. A lot of people have asked, does having a following help you on Whatnot? And to be honest, yeah, it does. There is big Whatnot resellers that, have YouTube channels, a big following on YouTube. There's big Instagram influencers that are on Whatnot that have a lot of people on their shows, but they have a lot of followers on their Instagram and they're promoting their shows on Whatnot. So yeah, people are gonna go to their shows, and it's taken a lot of time and a lot of hard work to get all those followers that they've gained on Instagram. So they deserve those people to be in their Whatnot shows. That just goes back to being involved and reaching out to other people and encouraging other people and, all that stuff. That's kind of all that I wanted to share with you guys today. I can't think of anything else that really comes to mind. That's just been my experience with Whatnot. And hopefully you guys that are on the fence about joining Whatnot, I hope this has helped you in some way, or it's encouraged you to, hop onto Whatnot and get that application filled out. This isn't like sponsored or anything. Like, I am liking my experience with the app. And if you're burnt out or something from reselling on online platforms, then this might be something for you. Please reach out to me if you guys have any questions. I'm on Instagram at LAPOSHERJEN. My Whatnot is at LAPOSHERJEN. Be sure to bookmark all my shows. Yeah, just don't be scared to reach out to me. I try to get back to my DMs as much as I can. Sometimes I can be really bad at it, but I just got done replying to some right now. I will get back to you eventually. And if I don't, then message me again. Guys, that's all. Again, I hope this was helpful. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you did enjoy it or if you found it helpful at all. I hope to see you in my Whatnot shows. If you do happen to come, let me know you're a YouTube viewer. There's been a lot of people that I've met on there that are like, oh, I love your YouTube channel, or like, I watch your YouTube videos. So it makes me feel really good. It like kind of shocks me too, because I don't know. My YouTube channel isn't that big. I have like 1.3K subscribers or something. I don't know. It's, again, going to like, don't compare yourself, because there's other YouTubers out there that are really big. But yeah, it's just really flattering. It just makes me realize like I'm helping other resellers out there, and they're really appreciative of it. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys next time. Bye.